Hey, what is up everyone? It's Quan and it's that time of the month again. We're looking onto another patch note, and this time I am a little bit excited for this one because it marks the return of a brand that we have not seen in Asphalt for quite some time now. Welcome back Audi as we head into the patch notes for the Audi season. And right, let's just start with the new cars because this is also a new update obviously. And we're starting off with that's a weird looking Audi, but we're starting off with the C7 Grand Sport 4th of July edition. So, and this one right here, it's one of those like weird special edition cars that Asphalt kind of likes to do. It's actually just this body kit. If you go into here and go into body parts, selecting the front bumper, this one right here, it's this hideous beast right here that I do not like at all. And there's the spoiler at the rear. That's also a body kit thing, yeah. So basically, it's just a Corvette with a body kit. Just a Corvette Grand Sport with a body kit. But what about the stats? Prix 74, 81, 71, and 62. That's actually not terrible, I would say. That's actually not too bad. Ironically enough, it kind of reminds me of the example of Aurora Joe. Low-key, it does kind of remind me of this. Well, I don't have any epics on mine right now, but if I do, then it will basically be at around the same stat. Yeah, so it will get like 3.4 handling more, 3.4 or like 3.5 handling more. Yeah, it would be a 70 and all that. So then the Aurora Joe, actually no, the Aurora Joe goes a little bit faster, but yeah, this just seems to be an okay car. I mean, like for around like 4.3k rank, which is around here, it does go pretty fast. Ginetta Akula is definitely like not as fast, but then it does have like better acceleration and all the other stats. So we kind of have to see how this car drives before we can like say that it's overranked or is it like fairly ranked or whatever. It's like on paper it seems okay for the most part, except that the stats might be a little bit low. Like a little bit low nitro and handling, but it seems okay for now. We'll definitely have to see test drives to know like how this car actually performs. And here are the stock stats for the C7 Grand Sport 4th of July edition. And moving on to the next car, which is a new B-class rank king, the Ginetta Akula. Now, after like years, I mean not years, after like almost 2 years without any significant differences to B-class, we're getting a new elite B-class every update. First off, we're starting with the Air's Panther, which is like the one in the current update, and now we get a new B-class ranking, being the Ginetta Akula. Now this is a little bit weird because first off, this is the version without like the huge spoiler at the back, the huge wing at the back. That I usually see in like CSR2. I can just show on the screen right now because I do play it and I do have that. And why is it going this fast? Isn't it supposed to only go like 290 km per hour in real life? I don't know how Ginetta managed to like convince Asphalt to make it this fast, but it's okay, I guess. So stat wise, seems promising. Honestly, it does seem kind of promising. So if we were to put it next to the quattro R, you can see that it just loses out on a tiny bit of top speed, but then everything else is better. So maybe this does actually have the potential to become the new B-class king, because you know that the quattro R is one like the better ones in like straighter tracks, but it struggles a lot in the twistier tracks because of the handling count. But the handling for this car isn't even bad to begin with, not to mention the potential that we could have based on what the suspension of this car could be like. If it's just grounded, it's okay, it's whatever. It will still drift better than the quattro R and does have like more session output for just 7 kilometers less. I would say that's a fair trade-off, and the Ginetta Akula definitely has the potential. Now, whether it will beat the McLaren F1OM really depends on how it drifts, and also I don't think it has like the pure raw acceleration output of the Lotus ER9 either. So yeah, we would definitely have to see test drives once again, but this does have quite a bit of potential, I would say. And here are the stock stats for the car. Nothing that remarkable, honestly. It just looks like any other stock B-class car, or like some stock A-class car, because of like the 350 top speed from the beginning. Alright, and now, if I remember correctly, the next one should definitely be an Audi. And yep, welcome back, Audi R8. It's been a long time coming, and it's finally here. We've been waiting for Audi to be back in some way or another for so fucking long, and the R8 has been back. Just wait for it to be worse than Gallardo, because what the fuck is this? I swear, in these recent updates, they keep adding like cars that the community wanted as like random as C-class cars. First off, 911 GT3 R wrench board. I'm still pissed about that. The Alpha Nürburgring package, the white body Charger Hellcat Red, yeah, that one as well. They just keep adding like these wanted cars, like the cars that the community wants as C-class cars. Like, come on, bro, what is this? It's supposed to be competing with the Huracan. Like this, the Type 4S generation of the Audi R8. If it was like the Type 42, which is like the older generation, then yeah, I would like. Sure, it competes with like this Gallardo, but this generation right here, is supposed to be competing, right, with the Huracan Evo, because basically they have like what, the same engine and shit. Like, why is it a C-class car and not like at least B-class? Okay, but let's have a look at the stats. So 341, 76, 64, and 48. That nitro seems a little bit sketchy, honestly. Slightly reminds me of this. In a way, it slightly reminds me of the Maserati MC12, except that it gets less handling for more nitro. But it honestly just does kind of remind me about that. The range seems to be about the same range as well, as you can see in here. Well, I just hope that it's fun to drive. It sucks that it has to be like another mid-end C-class car that will probably be, again, like the opener for a Drive Syndicate, since we're getting a Drive Syndicate every single season now. No, not every single season, every single update now. But yeah, it definitely does not beat the Gallardo. I mean, hey, it has a tiny bit more top speed and acceleration. And then it's just way worse in handling a nitro, so it doesn't beat the Gallardo at all, unfortunately. It's just nice to have this car be added to the game after so long, though. And yeah, here are the stock stats for the car 17 nitro. That is shambolic. Yeah, now that I think about it, it's pretty similar to the Maserati MC12 with how the nitro goes. Alright, so that is the Audi R8 Coupe B10 Performance Quattro. Been a long time coming, finally gets added to Asphalt Legends, which I am just glad that it's in the game at all. But what is next for us to have a look at? The next car that we'll be looking at is the Audi R8. Wait a second. Wait, it ain't the R8 that I know. That's right, this is the Le Mans prototype Audi R8. And this one specifically was for the 2000 season, so this predates the road car Audi R8 that most of us will know. This thing right here had a historic win in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, where it just swept the podium. It had a 1-2-3 finish, like absolute dominance this car is, and the stats, pretty okay, honestly. The first thing that I think of when I saw the stats for the car is the Lycan Neon Edition. Putting it side by side, you can see that, hey, that's kind of similar. It has less top speed, sure, but then everything else is better, right? Everything else is better. This thing probably does have the potential to be a pretty decent, like, mid-high-end S-Class car, as long as it drifts nicely, which I honestly cannot tell with how low these cars are, because the ground clearance seems to be more accurate this time compared to like some other cars. So I don't know if this car will have like good Foley capabilities, but if it does, it can definitely put some good competition against the Lycan Neon Edition. So it's a cool car in real life. Luckily that it does seem to be pretty good in the game as well. Hopefully. And yeah, and again, the Lycan Neon is basically just an Ultima RS on crack. So if this thing drives anything like a Neon, it will also just literally be an Ultimate RS on crack. So yeah, quite excited for this thing. And here are the stock stats for the car. Actually, it ain't that terrible, honestly. Like having already 51 nitro at stock does help this car a little bit, honestly. Because you could probably drive this car at lower stars. Of course, like you won't be using it in like anything. Unless you're a MP2 player. Haha, this car is very good in multiplayer too. Wow. As if like not like fucking any other S-Class car can do the exact same. Wow. But yeah, these are the stock stats for the car. Next up, also a 24 Hours of Le Mans winner, the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro 2012. This was the first ever hybrid car that won the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and unfortunately, it is definitely not as good as the Audi R8 Le Mans prototype. Yes. Is it just me, or the stock Audi R8 Le Mans prototype is almost the same as the R18 at max? Like what is this? What is this? Like it's worse than like the Niru 27, I think. Yeah, but I don't even have this thing upgraded. Shit, it's pretty disappointing, to be honest. Like they did one car pretty good, but then the other one kind of terrible. So yeah, I don't know much to say about this, unfortunately. The stats are underwhelming. I just hope it's fun to drive, but then again, these stats are very low. These stats are like really low. Actually, you know what? It kind of reminds me of the pre-buffed 918 Asphalt Edition, right? It sort of reminds me about that. And actually, let me just have a look at that real quick. Let me just see that car real quick. What is it looking like? So, 4073 with 479, 54, and 53. What do we have in here? Oh wow! Oh wow, isn't that a stupidly overranked car? Yes, welcome back, stupidly overranked car. We kept talking about how the 918 Asphalt Edition is like overranked. Yeah, it's a little bit overranked right now. It should be like around 100 rank lower than what it is. But even then, 4073 for these stats, which once again seems kind of similar to this. Like there's barely any differences. But then this thing is 4,420 rank. Are you fucking kidding me right now? That just sucks. That just genuinely sucks. It sucks that they did this car like very dirty. I mean, like, again, couldn't they just make it at least better? Because like this thing right here, that's pretty good. But then this is just shambolic. This is just bad. I'm sorry, but there's no way for me to like defend the stats of this car, even though like I do like this car as well. It's just that I cannot defend it having like this low of a stat. Like yeah, again, the suspension, yada yada yada. But then again, I also hated the 918 Asphalt Edition before the buff because it had no fucking acceleration, even with the good suspension and shit. So I probably won't be able to appreciate this car in the game as much as like the LMP R8. And here are the stock stats for the car. Once again, unfortunate that it's this bad, actually. But yeah, with that said, those are the Audis that we're getting in this Audi update, which I would say pretty good selection. You got the R8, which is like their top-end road car, and then we got two 24 Hour of Le Mans winner, like two winners for that endurance race. So that is a pretty cool lineup so far. And speaking of like endurance racing, the next car on the list is also something that older Asphalt players may already know about. It's the Bentley Speed 8. Welcome back, Bentley Speed 8. I've been waiting for this car to be added in here as well. Like, at the very least, it's not a mid C-Class car, but then it's just a mid A-Class car. But let's have a look at what this thing is like. So, Bentley Speed 8, 367, 86, 68, and 58. Is that like a kind of unique like stat distribution, especially like for that rank? It will take me some time to like find what car it might be similar to. Actually, closest might be the McLaren Sabre. The closest might be that. Okay, yeah. I just found the stats for the McLaren Sabre, and okay, it's basically the same. There's barely any differences. It's basically the same. Okay, this column right here, right, max stat per star, that is the 6-star stats, and these are the Bentley Speed 8 stats. So yeah, this is basically a McLaren Sabre. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's not that special anymore. I thought that it had a unique archetype, but it's, yeah. Okay, it's a mid A-class car. I hope it's fun to drive at the very least. But yeah, once again, I'm really happy with like the car selection so far. So we already have like a brand return to Asphalt. We already have a very old car in Asphalt 6 returning to Asphalt Legends again. I always appreciate that because like Asphalt 6 was like one of my favorite games back then as well. I still occasionally play it nowadays because I do have it installed on my phone. I do still occasionally hop into it and just do a few races in there. And yeah, these are the stats at stock. Oh, also, it's a key car. The Bentley Speed is a key car. So far, nothing in this has been a key car. Like everything in here has been a blueprint. So yeah, 30 to unlock. That's typical for A class, 25 for B class, 20 for C class, and yeah, 35 for S class. Like so far, all of these have been blueprint cars. But then this one right here is a key car. So we'll have to look at like how we can obtain this car later on. And so that has been 6 cars. In this update, we have a 7th one, that being probably like the most unique one. Even though it's not an Audi, it probably is like the most unique one in S class. TVR Speed 12, right? Once again, a car that has been highly requested for years now. It finally got added to Asphalt, and holy fucking shit, is that an 85 Nitro car in S-Class? What the? Or am I actually deceiving me right now? Are we actually getting a very high Nitro S-Class car? Wow, okay. Now that's interesting, right? But let's have a look at the stats. It's 5017 rank. With these stats, you may think, that is not that great for 5000 rank. However, let's remind ourselves, the state of these kinds of cars in S-Class, the Koenigsegg CCXR. Would you pick the CCXR or this? Let's be real here, guys. Let's be real here. Again, 9 km per hour. Does it really make a difference when everything else here is just better? I guess it's still a tiny bit overranked, but honestly, the rank just doesn't even fucking make sense in S-Class anymore. So, for the TVR Speed 12, interesting car, interesting archetype. This is gonna be like the first S-Class car that we can properly like spam the shockwave of. Like before, we had something like the Celine S7, which has like 78 Nitro, which is already like pretty high. But then the Assertion is just pure dog shit. I'm sorry, but 69 Assertion, no, that is just not it, bro. And the other cars that like higher Nitro are all at lower speed. But none in S-Class have had 85 Nitro before. So this is by default the longest Nitro in S-Class. So actually, I do think that it will have longer Nitro than the XR9 because like the top speed is a little bit lower and the Nitro stat is higher. So it will actually have more Nitro than the XR9. So again, this is going to be a very interesting car. Unfortunately, it is a key car. And a key car being this high rank probably means that it's gonna be a Drive Syndicate car, which, well, is not really a good thing at all, honestly. I hate how they're still like spamming Drive Syndicates every single update, but it is what it is. We can't really do anything about that as players. So those are the cars in the new Audi season update in Asphalt Legends. We have 3 new Audis, which again is like the main traction of the season. We have a duplicate of a car that already exists, but then everything else I'm pretty happy with. Overall, it's an interesting update, honestly. Car-wise, this is very interesting. Well, this is a clone, unfortunately. This is bad. This is pretty decent. Unfortunately, mid has a lot of potential, and it's there. But yeah, what you guys should be looking forward to, of course, the free Audis, because like everyone's been asking for Audi for like so long now. Of course, you guys should definitely look forward to them. But the other cars that you should also try to look forward to is Ginetta Akula, because like it has the potential to be the new B-Class king. And if you have a lot of progress in the game, maybe the TVR Speed 12. Because again, this is just a side story draft syndicate. We will be looking at the requirements later and to determine if it's gonna be a syndicate that's doable for fully play players or not. But yeah, that is for the cars of this new update. I like the car selection, honestly. I do really like a lot of these cars. It's just one duplicate, but then everything else I am pretty much fine with. And yeah, with that said, let's move on to the events for this season. Over here, my trusty notepad once again goes into the spot, and yeah, let's have a look at the cars in here. So the Legend Pass car is the R8, the R8 road car. So that probably just means that it's a DS opener, which is like the same thing that has been happening for like the past few updates now. The Ultimate Pass car is the Naran Hyper Coupe, which again is pretty low value considering that the Naran is a Legend Store car. Yes, it's a very high-end Legend Store car. However, it is still a Legend Store car. And the fact that it is still available in MP2, because like they are not bothered to just change the rewards in MP2 at all. So occasionally, you can still just get a few blueprints for the Naran Hyper Coupe in MP2 as well. The value for this Ultimate Pass once again is kinda bad, and the Ultimate Pass key is the Lamborghini SC18, which isn't really that exclusive anymore after the special hunt work. Let's have a look at the special events. The first event of ours is the Prototype Racing Spotlight. Nice. Prototype Racing. So it actually refeatures a lot of these endurance cars in real life. So main car will be the R18 e-tron's Performance Quattro 2012, which again is unfortunately bad, but it's still a legendary car in real life regardless, and raced alongside the Glickenhaus 07 as once again, I would say that the naming for this car is wrong. It's supposed to be the Glickenhaus 07 LMH, and we also have some LMDH cars like the M Hybrid V8 and the Lamborghini SC63, and we do have the Peugeot 968 being featured there as well. So for this lineup, of course, they're all endurance cars, but I would say that it's a pretty decent spotlight for you to be able to max out like these free cars right here. Why I don't mention the 07 LMH is because like it has already been featured for quite a lot now. So what you should be focusing on to are these three cars, and of course like the R18 e-tron's Performance Quattro. So the M Hybrid V8 is a decent B-Class car. It sits at around here. And yeah, same goes to the SC63. These two are pretty decent B-Class cars. Just sits around in this range. The cars are not a must-have, but you can definitely just try to get more blueprints and epics for these cars. Peugeot 968 is a much higher priority car. Normally, people would go for this car in the Gauntlet store. Like people would go for it in the Gauntlet store, or for me right now, I'm just buying blueprints for it in the Legend store. But yeah, this spotlight will basically guarantee myself a max 968, which I do appreciate. So mainly for me, it's gonna be the R18 and the M Hybrid V8 that I will be focusing on to. It's like the 07 I already have gold, SC63 already have enough epics to gold it, and 968 I'm actually somewhat close to maxing now. So yeah, that is what I think about the Prototype Racing Spotlight. It's an okay spotlight. The cars there aren't exactly like that important, except for the Peugeot 968, which will be very good for the newer players, of course. And yeah, I mean, same goes to the 07 LMH. If you're close to like maxing the car or like close to golding it, sure. Why not just also go for a few more epics for it, or some blueprints that you need to max it out. Next up, the Evo special events. Right, so what Evo cars are we getting this update? The Tau Design 01 and the Lycan Hypersport. I'll start with the irrelevant car first. The Tau Design 01. It's just a car. Where even is it? Yeah, it's a car. Not much special. Not many things special about it. It actually loses to the 488 GCB, and yeah, I mean Evo will just make it a little bit faster. I don't think it's gonna do much. Evo amplifies the performance of the car rather than giving it like a flat increase to like stats in like every category. Actually amplifies a lot more. So the Evo on cars like the Bugatti Chiron, it's stupidly insane because it already has like very high base stats. Same goes to the Evo SF90. Like have you guys actually seen the light Evo SF90? Just like you can spam punch the car and it actually stays at like 350 for like almost forever. And like yeah, but these other cars right here, right, the Italian 01 is not gonna have much of an improvement. Of course it will still improve, but I would say it's just gonna be something like the Murcielago where it doesn't really improve by much. This, however, the W Motors Lycan Hypersport, the base for this car is not too bad, and considering the fact that it is a floaty car as well, Evo for this car could have some potential. Of course, I do not think that it will beat Evo Chiron in any way whatsoever, but with this car having Evo does mean that it could have some more potential in multiplayer, of course. Well, they're starting to like look into like the multiplayer tiers a little bit more, and they actually did a pretty good job this time of putting Evo cars in where they should have been. For example, there's no more Corvette 01 in low gold league like this anymore, and starting from Platinum Prix will have still no Evo cars. Evo cars are starting from Platinum 2 with the Murcielago and Enzo, which is a lot fairer. It goes against like these other cars, which has more of a potential to beat the Evo Murcielago and Evo Enzo than Platinum 1. Nothing. We don't have any Evo cars in here. The Evo 01 got an Evo Synergy got put all the way in Champion 2, which is much fairer than before. Like this is a lot more fair compared to the previous editions where the fucking 01 was in like gold 1, which is like, why? why must you do that? But yeah, this is a lot fairer to the other cars in multiplayer now. So of course with Lycan getting Evo, that also means that it will be pushed up to like higher leagues. But honestly, I don't really mind about it. As long as this car gets better, I'm fine with it. And again, it does have a pretty high base, so I'm somewhat looking forward to see what Evo for this car is gonna do. Next, the Syndicate Operation Cerberus. So, of course, the main car is the TVR Speed 12, as I, well, said. And the lineup for the Syndicate consists of the R8 Coupe, the Desimaso P900, the Aston Martin 177, the Zenvo Aurora Agile, and the SSC Tuatara. So, at first, you might think, oh, that ain't too bad actually, because like all these cars have been featured before, and free-to-play players might actually do have all of them, and that's true. So, let's have a look at all these cars. So, of course, the R8 is gonna be like the first car, the opener for the Syndicate. We don't talk about that; it goes the same every single time. P900 has managed to escape my garage for quite a while, because like it had like 3 car hunts, but I barely played any of them, so it's only at 3-star. However, that is all I need for the Syndicate. I don't need more blueprints for it. That is just all I need for the Syndicate. So yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm definitely fine so far. The 177, I already have a gold, so I'm also fine. It has also been featured in like a bunch of cars and events, so a lot of you guys should also have this car as well. If you've been playing for quite a while, you should also have this car. Now, the interesting part is here, the Zenvo Aurora Agile. Right, so I have no right to say things about this because like the Aurora Agile, the 6-star one, I did manage to get for free thanks to a gift I got from Gameloft during DS13. However, let's actually have a look at this about like the peak free-to-play performance, right? If you're a free-to-play player, the maximum you can get the Aurora Agile to during DS13, right, is around 3-star. But most people would not be able to get to that point because like they probably don't have like maxed out ZGT4 or maxed out solos right from the start, and or they didn't even min-max the event, or they got very unlucky with like the pack openings. So where people ended up the most is a 1 or 2 star Zenvo Aurora Agile, right? But does that mean that you have no more chance to actually go for this Drive Syndicate? I wouldn't exactly say so. So let's just say you managed to get this car to like 2 star during DS13. From 2 star to 3 star, you would be needing like 40 blueprints if I remember correctly. Let me just have a look at like the stats. Again, like the blueprint distribution because I keep forgetting. But yeah, from 2 to 3 star, you will need 40 blueprints, and from 3 to 4 stars, you will need 45 blueprints. So the total that you need is around 85 blueprints. At the start, you will be getting like 17 blueprints for the A-class car, right? You will get 17 blueprints for it. So now you will only be needing 68 blueprints, right? Now, where do you get those 68 blueprints from? If you've been stacking like the 2-star A-class ball cards in the Legend Pass, right? Let's just say you have 10 of them, so now that lowers it to 58 blueprints. And of course, you may also have like some other wildcards. Like wildcards are something very important when you're approaching a Drive Syndicate. It's very important to remember that. Like wildcards are basically your best friend in a Drive Syndicate, unless you're trying to go for a key car, in which case wildcards do not work. But the Zenvo Aurora Agile is not a key car, so wildcards do work on it. So let's just say now you've lowered the amount to around like, let's just say 56 blueprints, right? 56 blueprints, that is 10 multi-packs. 10 multi-packs is 600,000 Syndicate coins. Now 600,000 Syndicate coins might seem a little bit too high for you to go for like a car. However, you actually do get to that amount with the assistance of relay packs. Yes, I know that the relay packs are very expensive, but you do not have to go all the way. Like if you only need 600,000, actually no, you don't even need 600,000. You can just go to like around like 500,000 something, and then like you can just buy the rest of the blueprints from the store, right? So you can definitely still get this car to 4-star with the help of wild cards. First off, wild cards, and also good currency management. Assuming that you already have the P900 and the 177 at like their required stars, right? You would be starting chapter 4, which is like this chapter right here. You would be starting it with like around, let me try to remember the amounts. Like you would be starting this at around more or less 250 something thousand, like around 250,000 Syndicate coins. Right, and then you will need like, let's just say 600,000 on this, and then another, okay, now it gets a little bit more interesting as I'm trying to like think of this right now, because like you will need like around 180,000 and then like another to upgrade the main car. So actually it's kind of difficult. It's actually kind of difficult for you to do this without relays. Relays will also help to assist you in trying to go for this Drive Syndicate. It's very expensive, and I don't really recommend it unless like you can go all the way. Like if you have a 4-star SSC Tuatara already, then yeah, I guess like you can go all the way in this Drive Syndicate. But that if you have like a 2-star Aurora Agile to begin with, which most of you will probably not have. Most of you will probably have it at 1-star, which it will be a lot more of a struggle. And unfortunately, like in stage 4, like the bulk of blueprints, like the second bulk of blueprints, you only get that after you already 4-star the car. So this Drive Syndicate will be very hard for free-to-play players. Yes, it is doable, however, it is very hard. And again, I'm trying to hypothesize this because like, as you can see right here, I have a 6-star Aurora Agile, which free-to-play players will not have this. Like the normal free-to-play players will not have this. Most of you guys will not have this to help with your Drive Syndicate. So what you need to approach this Drive Syndicate with is, again, wildcards, every other card max. I hope that you already have a 4-star SSC Tuatara or higher, by the way. And hopefully a little bit of luck and some tokens if you need to. So yeah, good luck on your Drive Syndicate if you're trying to go for the TVR Speed 12. It's gonna be a very hard one, but it's not impossible for the high-end free-to-play players, so I wish you guys luck. I myself though, I also need to wish myself luck because I do not have a 4-star SSC Tuatara. This is one of the cars that I've been missing out on for quite a while now, and this is one of the rare chances where I can actually go for this car. With everything else needed, like I already have all the other cars at their required support star count. I will try my best to min-max the event and hope for the best when it comes to the SSC Tuatara. I forgot how many blueprints you get for like a key car at this stage, but I do hope that I can get far enough for me to be able to get this car, because I've missed out on this car for so long now. I get that a 4-star Tuatara wouldn't be that useful, but it's still better to have a Tuatara than not to have it. And once I get past that stage, I basically guarantee myself the TVR Speed 12 as well. Oh yeah, I would definitely have to try and min-max the most that I can out of this Drive Syndicate, and also hope that everything goes well for me as well. But yeah, that is my take for the Drive Syndicate. It's a very hard one. Of course, the Drive Syndicates are never easy events, but if you play your cards right and you just get a little bit of luck, you technically can complete this as a pre-play player. However, the main blockage, once again, will be the fourth car, the Zenvo or Agile. This is like the hardest car for a free-to-play player to get, right? So, I wish you all the best, and hopefully you guys will be able to get as far as I would also want to go. Like, let's try to complete the event if we can. If not, then it's alright. You don't need to go for any of these cars, right? You don't need to go for any of these. These are not like very important cars that you will have to go for. I would say, if you cannot get through the Drive Syndicate without like having to buy the 2 final relays, because the 2 final relays are stupidly expensive. They're not worth it at all, right? They're not worth it. So if you have to get to the point where you have to buy those 2, I would say stop. Save your tokens, save it for something else. It's not worth investing into anymore. But if you can complete it within like the first few relays, or you just have like a shit ton of tokens lying around, who am I to stop you? But yeah, that is my take on the Drive Syndicate. And yeah, okay, that took quite a while, because like I had to also think of like potential scenarios that would happen and all that. Okay, I hope you guys have learned something about like my thought process behind like planning for some of these events. Next up, the Hyundai Envision 74 Grand Prix. So it's a rerun Grand Prix. This car debuted as a Grand Prix car, and then a lot of people did max this car, like from a lot of free codes, including myself. So I will probably not sandbag too. I will still sandbag. I won't go all the way in qualifying for sure, because that just sets me to a lobby where I cannot do anything. And I do want epics for the car, so I do want to get a high position as well. I will not be going full out for a high in tier 1, because I only have 7 epics for it. I do need more. So yeah. And well, finally a reason for me to upgrade this car. I've been saying this for quite a while. I wanted to upgrade this car, but I just never had a reason to. Now I do. Yeah, this will also be a relatively hard Grand Prix, because again, a lot of us have had this car at pretty high stars. I wish you the best. If you only have this car at 1 star, you will need a lot of luck to not land into a lobby with like a bunch of star up Envision 74s. And of course, because this is like one of like the best floaty cars in the game, people will go for it. So obviously people will just naturally try to store up this car and stuff. I would not recommend to do that as well, because this car, even though it is a fun floaty car and that, it is not useful. So if you want a useful car, this is not it. But good luck for the Grand Prix, because you will need it. And now, this event though, you don't need too much luck for it. The Vision 1789 Special Hunt, right? This is a pretty special hunt, because like it's one of the rare special hunts for a blueprint car, right? And because of that, you don't have to worry about having to upgrade this car all the way just to get the final key, or like having to use your overclock and try to min-max it to get the final key. You can just get the car, leave it there, and don't care about it. I will probably upgrade it though, because I do want another gold car in my garage, and because I can. But this has a lot more leniency. Like, you guys will not have to just go all the way for it. And yeah, by going for this special hunt, you also save yourself like a bunch of credits and trade coins that you will need to spend on in the legend store to max out this car. So yeah, this is still a pretty decent special hunt, and because it's a 6-star S-Class, right? that will be the stage 6, which will get you like a higher credit output than like just stage 5 for some of these like 5-star cars. So nice that we're getting a special hunt every update now. It seems to be the pattern, and yeah, I would definitely do the special hunt. Even though I have the car 6-star, I don't have all the epics for it, so I will do the special hunt for sure. Next up is the Audi R8 LMP1 2000 special event. Nice. Honestly, it's nice that it's not like some sort of like weird gate-capped event, but how are the supports for this? So we have the McLaren Elva, the Maserati MC12, the Frangipento GT65, Neuran Hypercube, Mercedes-Benz Vision 111, and the Teorema. Now this becomes an issue because who the fuck went for this car, bro? I swear. Yeah, yes, you may have this car, but that's because like you already have like all the other cars, and you just why not just get a fucking fridge as well? But this is not a first priority for literally anyone. No one is going for this as the first car, so this is gonna be an issue in the special event. However, you do not have to go for it, right? You do not have to go for it because the other support cars are not too hard to get. So Elva, it's a legend store car with like a car hunt and all that, so you should naturally have some progress on it. Like it also did have some events. The Maserati MC12, it should be, yeah, the MC12, which is the C-Class car, have had a GP and then like car hunts, so you should also have a little bit of progress on this car as well. Frangipento GT65 had a GP and then an Unleashed, and then got refeatured in a Draft Syndicate. So GT65, I also just have a decent amount of progress on it. Neuran Hypercube, you kind of need to play for quite a while because like it used to be regularly available in MP1 rewards, but then now it's only in MP2, so it's a little bit rarer. And like I said before, it's a garage level 58 car, so most of you will not have access to its blueprints in the Legend store yet. Mercedes-Benz Vision 111. It's like one of the second rarest car in this lineup, I would say. It's like it had its own special events and one burst of speed, and that's about it. It did get refeatured in like the Black Friday Spotlight, but like, who the fuck went for the Black Friday Spotlight? I swear, no one went for it. But yeah, this is gonna be like the second rarest car in the lineup, and of course, Teorema moment. I would say if you have like the other 4, you should have a pretty good chance of unlocking the Audi R8 LMP1. Now, do I recommend spending tokens on this? Not really, because again, while yes, it could be a nice car that competes against a Lycan Neon Edition, it's just a Lycan Neon Edition. It's not something like way above that. It's not like Yesco level, which Yesco is cheaper, by the way. A lot of people are going for the current support packs for the Razor Aglaya special event because like, okay, the other pack has the Yesco and I already maxed out everything in that other pack, but that other pack is basically free because like the Valor had a car hunt, Peritalia Berlinetta has had like multiple car hunts, and that leaves just the Yesco, and people have been going for that instead. So the Yesco is like much more cheaper than the Audi R8 LMP1, and no matter how well this car floats, it will still be worse than the Yesco. So then I don't see a point of going for like single packs for this car. I would say just try to like unlock it and see how far it can go first. If you're close to unlock, then maybe just spend on like 1 or 2 multi-packs to unlock it. But other than that, just leave it there. Because like you will not really need this car in like any way. Wait for it to come back and like, let's just say a burst of speed. What if it comes back in the Black Friday burst of speed? I would definitely spend it in there because like it's gonna be much cheaper. But yeah, this is a somewhat difficult special event. I wouldn't recommend going for the main car, even though like it could be very nice to have. It's still not a priority for most of your garages. And now, we are getting another spotlight, which is the Sonic 35th Anniversary Spotlight. So this is basically gonna be a rerun. Like, a rerun of the original Sonic Spotlight. Except the Revo Alto is gone and replaced by the Lycan Neon Edition for a brand new Amy Rose decal. So I did talk about this before, especially in like the Garage Over 6,300 Cars video. There was an issue between like Lamborghini and apparently this decal. They probably didn't like it. So after just 1 week of it being released, like 1 week of the Spotlight being released, they took down this decal. They took down the bundle for this, and this became like one of the rare decals in the game. But also because of that, they're not refeaturing the Rebel Auto in the rerun for the Sonic Spotlight, and instead it's gonna be the W Motors Lycan Neon Edition. Which again, like I said, is a pretty nice car, even though it's not a priority. It's a really nice car to have. I guess it's a decent opportunity for you guys to get the cars that you might have missed in the Spotlight. I definitely will though, because I said it before, I've waited quite long for this car to be refeatured. I can finally master 911 GT2 RS. Oh, yes! Let's fucking go. Okay, I can finally master this thing now. And also, of course, the other cars as well. The GTR Neon Edition. I don't think I can max it. It still takes quite a bit. Same goes to the Ultimate Aero TC, which, yeah, it's only 2-star. I can't do much about it. But yeah, nice that it's getting another rerun. I definitely appreciate that. Seasonal revving. So of course, once again, we have a seasonal revving featuring like the cars in the previous update. It's time for the main car. It's gonna be the Rama Concept S. I will still have the list on the screen right now. It will only get longer as time goes by with like more seasonal revvings, but the pattern is clear. Every single seasonal revving car will be featured in the same season or just one season after. So Rama Concept S is bound to be refeatured in the next season. Will it be the Burst Speed car though? Because we've had the Bugatti Mistral and the Koenigsegg Agera RS being like the seasonal revving car, and they got refeatured as a Burst Speed car in the next season. So will this be one of the 6 summer Burst Speed cars? We'll not know until the next season notes come out. But yeah, again, seasonal revving, the same deal as always. If you have these cars, congrats. If you don't, then unfortunate. And yeah, let's have a look at the other events in here. The Starway for the Peugeot Onyx, same thing as ever. And that's it for the special events. Special events wise, there's a lot. There's a decent bit of special events. We do have a normal special event, even though we have like 2 spotlights this time. Still, Grand Syndicate, as always, special hunt is always appreciated, and yeah, a decent lineup for special events. However, because there isn't really a thing that is worth going for this time, I will most likely, okay, this is now getting more into like my own account progression. I will most likely buy the Evo tickets for the Sharon. I will most likely just go for this because like by simply getting the most optimized setup, like getting the most optimized Evo setup for the Sharon, it's much more worth than going for any of these cars at my stage of progression. So I will most likely just spend on Evo tickets for this car, and I will be streaming it as well, probably on like a random Tuesday or like Thursday after the season comes out. But yeah, decent special event selection. I don't exactly think there's something that is truly worth dropping all your hard-earned tokens onto. So save up a little bit unless you like one of these cars, then yeah, who am I to stop you from spending on them? And for the time limited events, have the W12 Coupe time limited event. Probably one of those events that gets you like 2 epics for the car and some more currency, I hope. M4 GT3 Star Hunt. So the M4 GT3 did get a car hunt quite recently. I mean, not that recent anymore. It's already like a few months ago. But I guess a Star Hunt. And of course, with the Star Hunt, it comes with the Epic Hunt. And for the Epic status, I still do not have enough epics to gold this car. So I would definitely take the Epic Hunt for the M4 GT3. Running green celebrate World Environment Day aboard the DS E10's performance. E10's performance, one of like the D-class cars of all time. That is definitely not terrible at all. Get back to the event. The 911 GTS Coupe. This? Am I reading this wrong? Yeah, it is this one. Why would they feature just this car in an event? Like just this car. I don't get it. But okay, Endurance Showdown, we have the F50, the C7R, and McLaren GT. F50, okay, maybe I can freestyle it. McLaren GT already have gold, same goes to the C7R. Unfortunately, none of these cars are like any important nowadays. Dragon Ball TOE this time has the SC20 and the Huracan STO. Huracan STO is being featured in the Dragon Ball TOE once again, which is nice, I guess. And SC20 is a decent A-class car, still not worth spending your tokens onto though, unless like you just like the car or you're close to maxing it, which it was actually around this time last year, right? It was like around this time. It was the first season of the May update last year, where the SC20 was required in one of those like linked special events. That is how I maxed out this car. And it did get refeatured again this time, same goes to the Huracan STO in the same Dragon Ball TOE. It was the Huracan STO and the SF90 last year. This time it's a little bit different. But maybe there is a pattern for like when these cars return into this game, right? Of course, Sonic Spotlight is the same. Concept Dance was almost the same because like, it was featured in the mod special event at the time. And yeah. It won Summer Solstice for the Events on J, seems to be the same thing. I mean, Summer Solstice just happens at the same time every year, so like that is not like something too important. But they still use the same car. Or did they use the SBJ? I forgot about that. Okay, and car hunts. Legend Pass car will be the 750S. Free cars will be the Geo Supra and the Draco GTE. So Geo Supra. I'll try to max it. I will try to max it. Draco GTE. I already maxed it. Okay, not really important car hunts, but yeah, that is the entirety of the patch notes. But there is something missing, right? There is something missing. Where are the fixes? Where are the game changes? Where are they? Why do we only have the events for this? This is like an entire update. Why are there like no changes or any fixes to like the current issues that the game have? Right, the last hotfix didn't really fix much. They also did reintroduce a lot more issues to the game. Like now a lot of Steam players can't even fucking enter the game anymore. They still didn't fix the iOS 26.4 issue where it just fucking kicks people out of their game. And now the currency situation, the quote-unquote economy revamp that made it worse. I will make another video about it. I'll probably just yap about it again. But no addressing any issues. This is a whole update. This is not just a seasonals. You guys have all this time to make this update. But then no changes? Is there no changes to like anything? Like not even addressing the issues that we're having. I'm slightly disappointed about like the patch notes again. Like, yeah, it has the events, and sure, the events is one thing, but then is there nothing about like the issues that this game has? Is there nothing about the bugs? Is there nothing being fixed? Is there nothing being changed? Is there nothing being addressed? Once again, I'm slightly disappointed at the patch notes quality this time. It's like, this is not it. It has to be like more communication to this community. They can't just go silent with like every single change every single time. Like after the quote-unquote ads change that nerfed the shit out of the rate for the X12 and X20 ads, but then it also did buff a little bit with like the other races with higher base credits. But then again, nothing said about that. Literally nothing said about that. They also said that we're like the veteran players are supposed to have like more credits like after the current like season right here, like after this Road to Glory season, the veterans will have no credits. But then it's not said again in this update. So will it even happen at all? Or are they just like intentionally ignoring this now? But yeah, with that said, there's literally nothing else in the patch notes. So let's conclude what we have in this Audi season update. Of course, welcome back Audi to Asphalt Legends. Well, welcome back to Asphalt in general, actually. It's nice to finally have Audi back. I know that Gameloft has been working hard throughout the years to finally negotiate for a license for their cars to be added back to this game, and I'm sure that a lot of players will be happy with it as well. And yeah, events. So far, events for the first season are decent. Nothing really worth spending your tokens into. And yeah, I wish you luck for the drive syndicate as well. It's gonna be very hard. Like I said, it's gonna be very hard with the scenario that I had in my head just now. But I hope that you guys will be able to make it work your way as well, because like TVR Speed 12 is a pretty cool car, and I definitely do want to have that too. And you guys should also as well. But yeah, if you can't go for drive syndicate, it's okay. These cars will eventually come back at a certain time. They're not gonna be exclusive forever. That's it for the passionate yapping for the Audi season update. Thank you guys for watching the video today, and I'll see you again next time. See ya.